certain sohbats, not really suited for everyone. But because it's just tradition, we have to say something. So we speak a couple of words, inshallah, that is going to be benefit for you and for me in these times. We were speaking about the situation now that the Muslims are in. It is important that Muslims should always ask, what have we done today for the sake of Allah? What are we doing today that is pleasing to Allah? What are we doing today that is not pleasing to Allah? Because the question that I'm seeing being asked and answered 24 hours now from Muslims is, what are we doing today to please our ego, to please ourselves, to please our friends, to please our families, to please our leaders, to please our countries? Never what pleases Allah and His Prophet. Especially Muslims from the West, living in the West, trying to please everything but Allah and His Prophet. We're coming into this holiday season. Holy day. What holy day? This is not Holy Day festival. If it is a holy days, that these days are holy, that they are actually celebrating, never mind that Isa alayhi salam wasn't born on this date. Never mind that this date is the birth of the so many false ones, false, wrong ilahs, false ilahs, that for thousands of years those who are enemies to Allah and the prophets, Jahil practices, that they're picking that day to be their day of high celebration. Put all of that aside. Even if they celebrated this day and they make it into a holy festival, maybe there is something there. It has turned into a very evil festival. It is not holy. What is more evil than to be part of this tyrant system and to only be doing things to please your ego and to please shaitan in this dunya? What is more evil than that? So many Muslims are saying, come on now, we can celebrate. It is okay. It's about family. It's about this. It's about warmth. This is the only time of the year you're going to think about your family. That time is disaster for you. If only one day a year you're going to sit and say this is the time of your family to get together. Muslims I'm speaking to. Islam, there are 5 holy nights. Every holy night, 5 times at least. 5 holy nights we're talking about. We're not talking about celebrations of the day. In these 5 nights, you're supposed to be with your family. If you are satisfied from what is halal, you will never go for what is haram. If you're satisfied with what is halal and you're getting the full blessings of that, understanding what it is, then you're never even going to look at something that is suspicious. You're going to say, this is enough for me. What is making you to look into something that is suspicious, or making you to look into something that is forbidden? It is your shaitan and your ego that is pulling you, tricking you to say that no, you need this also. But it's not necessary, it's harmful for you. If this is a day or a season that people are going to turn away, those who are saying we are following Isa alayhi salam, just as Isa alayhi salam turned away from the world, correct? He didn't even own money. He never touched it in his life. That to his enemies he say, I forgive you, don't judge. He's bringing tariqat, Sufism, into the teachings of Musa alayhi salam, the laws and the Shariat, that they have become robotic and people are becoming very cruel inside and being very proud of their outside. If they are really following that sunnat of Isa alayhi salam, to turn away from the world, especially in this time that they're saying we're celebrating his birth and we're turning away from this world. We're going to help, we're going to forgive, we're going to not support the system of tyranny in this world, at least it's something. It is something. But no. It has become not a holy day. It has become a very unholy day. It has become a day that you're just going to satisfy your ego. For majority of the people, that is the day they say, I'm just going to get drunk. I like it. Because when I do that, I'm not responsible for anything. I can be a complete animal then that time. No one is going to blame me because it's not me, it is the drink I'm drinking. So I can do anything that I want. But nobody ever wakes up from that kind of drinking without regret. It has become a season where people are just going to make a show with each other. It is a season where there's universal waste. A season just to, for 1-2 days, they're just going to have fake smiles on their faces, wearing nice clothes. Then the rest of the year, they're going to become slaves again to the system and to pay the credit cards that they have just piled up. And why are Muslims chasing after this? Because we have lost our honor, that's why. We have lost our identity. Now, we want the identity of those ones who have power. This is human. Characteristic. You follow something that is strong. You don't follow something that is weak. You follow the strong. The strong happens to be the tyrants. People will follow that. The strong happens to be the people who are wasting, consuming. People who take advantage of everything. We follow that. This is part of the characteristic. This is part of the egoistic human characteristic, not the spiritual human characteristic. So when you lose your honor, then you start following these wrong things. When you have your honor, when you have your purity, that's why you're going to say, thanks, but no thanks. This is enough for me. You know what? This is enough. I'm not even going to look at others because what I have, it is enough. It is satisfying me. My Lord is happy with me. My Prophet is happy with me. It is enough. If I look more, it's going to bring darkness to my heart. We just finished the Mawlid season. Mawlid season, oh, there's so much resistance to celebrating the Mawlid. But when it comes to the Christmas time, now everyone is keeping quiet. And if anything, they're encouraging, saying, this shows that we are open, don't you know? Say, why stop at Christmas? Why stop at Christmas? Celebrate Chanukah too. Chanukah? Celebrate Hanukkah too. Why don't you? Huh? What about birthday of Buddha? Celebrate. Huh? Then you have all the Hindu ones, so many. Celebrate. Why not? Why only stop there? Then those ones who are worshipping shaitan, oh, you have to be open. You have to be unity, right? You have to love everyone. Don't judge, right? Celebrate those ones who are worshipping to shaitan. Why don't you? MashaAllah. Never ending. Never ending kufr. You lose your head. Calling yourselves Ahl Sunnah, but you have forgotten all the Sunnah. Calling yourselves Ahl Sunnah, but you have lost the Ahl Sunnah. You have lost that. The Shias, they've lost that long time ago, saying because of our love, we're going to follow. They lost that. Now the Sunnis, they've lost it too. Of course, there are exceptions. Of course, there are sincere people. Of course, there are people that are understanding. Those ones, they're keeping very quiet. And we're asking that Allah send the right one to come and to collect the hearts together. Not only amongst the Muslims, amongst people from other faiths, other religions. There are those ones who sit and they think and they observe. They don't just get drunk in the world. They pull back and they look at the world and they observe. And they say, this is killing us. This Christmas time is killing us. Well, for number one, they say, why do you mean like that? It's not kill. Number one, you kill millions of trees. Right? Why don't, Christmas time, I issue one challenge to these Christians. You really want to celebrate Christmas, the birth of Jesus. Instead of putting one tree into your house, take that tree and plant it in California. California is burning, right? Nice patches of burns. They burn very nicely. Say, instead of putting a tree in my house, which the Bible says don't do, it's in your book. The Bible says don't be like the pagans, the unbelievers, that they take a tree and they put it in their house and it does nothing. And they dress it in gold and in silver and they do nothing. Instead of doing that, plant it. Then you're not going to kill. Because every bid'ah every innovation that you replace a sunnah, a tradition coming from the prophets with, is only going to bring you harm. It's only going to destroy you. So, we are asking for more intelligence. But as the Prophet ﷺ says, after I pass, Jibreel ﷺ will return to the world. Jibreel ﷺ comes to the world only to give wahi, to give revelation to the prophets. And they ask, will he return after you pass? He says, yes, he will return, but only a few times. Instead of giving, he's coming to take. And one of the things that he's going to take is intelligence. He's going to take intelligence from this world. He's going to take peace from this world. So there's no intelligence anymore. It's gone. There's no peace anymore. Peace does not require a tree in the house. Peace does not require all those lights or spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. Peace, this is the most unpeaceful time in the world. It is not the most peaceful time. It is a time when suicide is the highest, depression is the highest, everything is the highest, because you are celebrating it the wrong way. Muslims are following this, mashallah. They're not only now celebrating that, but they're making Bayram to become like this too. Step by step, as the Prophet's saying. Pull yourselves back. Live your religion simple. Don't be too smart. Especially the scholars of today. They're so smart. If it's up to them, they're going to give excuse to everything. They're going to give excuse to Shaitan. They're going to give excuse to Abu Jahil. They're going to give excuse to Abu Lahab. They're going to give excuse to those ones that Allah is saying, these are not the ones that I love. They're going to give excuse because they know more than Allah, of course. They're going to give excuse to Trinity. They're going to give excuse to all things that Allah is saying this is not coming from Haqq. They're going to give excuse. What they're not going to give excuse? Islam. May Allah protect us from this kind of confusion that He has never come in 1400 years. Live our faith simple. Be good people. Step on our lower selves, our desires. Fight with ourselves. Don't fight with no one else. This is just a reminder. If you like, you listen. You don't like, don't. May Allah forgive me and bless you. Wa min Allahu tawfiq al-Fatiha. Amen.